be filming this video for Disney's Villainous. As you can see, I'm going to begin with Villainous and teach you the playstyles so you can learn how to play better. So, we're going to start with Ursula. Alright, so let's go over a quick rundown on the action symbols. So, this is your little villain marker. And you start off on Ursula's detective. And the first place you move is Ursula's lair. So if you look at the cards, you can see different actions that you can do, which are listed on here. You gain powers, play cards, activate, cast fate cards on an opponent. And you start on Ursula's lair. And pretty much looks like this. So for your first turn, you can stay on Ursula's lair and gain these power-ups or move anywhere else on the board. So let's talk about the goals of Ursula first. Ursula's objective is to start the turn with the trident and the crown at Ursula's lair. So you have to play item cards at the lair in order to win. So if we look over here, you can see the trident and crown cards, which will be imported later. So for the special setup, we're going to first place a lock at the palace, but when you play a change form card, you are allowed to move the lock to Ursula's lair. But a lock is always at the two end cards. So say I played change form, I get to move the lock over here. And it's sort of like you're changing forms to her human form or her squid thing form. So, let's look at some of the cards that you have. The whole idea is to flip through your deck in order to try and find the trident and the crown. So, for example, if you draw Trickery, there's 2 Trickery cards. During their turn, if another player has 6 or more power, you may play Trickery and reveal 1 card from their fate deck. This is a condition card, and it's mostly used to stall your opponents. Arrogance is also a condition card, and it allows you to draw 3 cards into your hand when an opponent defeats a hero with 4 or more. Now you can either discard or keep, which will help you search through your deck in order to find the trident and the crown. Now that we've gone through the conditions, let's move on to the effects. Now, before we move on to the effects, we have to talk about the way Ursula defeats heroes. So, say you draw a hero like Ariel, and you play it. You don't have allies that deal damage. Instead, what you need to do is play a binding contract on that hero, and whenever a hero moves to that location, such as the shore, he will be vanquished. Pretty neat. So let me shuffle that back in. And so let's begin with the effects. Opportunist. You can search in the discard pile for an item and put it into your hand. It'll help you get through the items, because there's only 1, 2. The cauldrons are what you want to look out for, actually. But there's 3 items, and that's going to really help you if you draw the Opportunist card. Because you're going to get one of the 3 items out of your discard pile, however. So when you play one of these cards, you get buffs, but you can take it out of your discard pile. So that's going to help you. Grow Giant is going to allow you to perform one of adjacent action, which is going to be useful if you do the Eric's ship, like this. You can do either of these ones, or the shore, you can do either of these ones. Divination means you reveal cards from your deck to reveal a binding contract, so that's going to help when you find heroes. And then Unfortunate Souls. You might think these ones might be a minion, but they're not. They're mostly used to move heroes to adjacent locations so you can take them out with your binding contracts. Ursula's lair, change form, we already went over that. And then Whirlpool which means that you can move here to any unlocked location, which is going to kill him with the binding contract. So now that we've went through all of the effects and conditions, let's move into the allies. For Ursula, she only has 2 ally cards, Flotsam and Jetsam. Sorry if I butchered that. But they'll move to any unlocked location. So for example, if you played them both at Eric's ship or the shore, you can move them here. You can move them to any location. So that's going to be useful. And finally, you have the items. The Cauldron, which means you get 2 power for each binding contract. That's going to be useful when you want to draw the powers and play the crown cards and the trident cards. The crown card, you just get it and you want to play it at Ursula's lair. Though it is actually a really good deck. Cards by shuffling your deck. And then the trident, when the trident is played, find King Trident and play him at the location and attach the trident to him. When he's defeated, the trident is returned to Ursula at the same location. Therefore, you want to fight the trident, King Trident at this location. And when you play both of these cards in the location, you're gonna win the game. Now we've went through all of Ursula's cards, we could go through some of the... No, just kidding, we won't go through the fake cards. So, what's the best strategy for Ursula? I think that you want to search through your cards in order to find these 2 cards as quickly as possible, and then play them as quickly as possible as Ursula's lair, because the benefits aren't really that good. You want to use Flotsam and Jetsam to easily maneuver any heroes that are thrown at you into new locations with your binding contracts. And pretty soon, when you get to we'll find King Trident eventually. Yeah. I think I missed him. We'll find him eventually. When you find King Trident, you can go and play him. You can play him over here. And then you want to get Flotsam. You immediately move him to either Jetsam and get his binding contract, get him eliminated, move over to Ursula's lair. When you want to defeat King Trident, you want to use a green contract, because that's really the only card that's going to help you defeat and win. Otherwise, you're going to have to use a Cauldron card, which is pretty rare. So thank you for listening to my talk, and